What's going on, everybody? Here we have one of our clients, Donna, the Superstar Solution. Thank you so much for taking the time on doing this call with me today. What we're going to be talking about is the case study, everything that you've accomplished so far in our program, and what's next for you. So the main question that everybody always wants to know is how much have you spent on ads so far, and how much money have you made?
So since I've been in the program, I've spent probably around maybe $13,000.
Mm-hmm.
We've made, we're close to that 100K mark right now. I know last month we did about 56,000. The month before that we did 26 and I did 33. So I mean we're at 50, we're 100, over 100,000. I think like 110,000 now I think about it. So since
That's
I've been in
great.
the program.
That's great. And what's one thing that you did not expect to receive when joining our program, but you did get?
Man, it's all the help. You guys really are like almost like you're not like it's not really a mentorship, it's more of like a partnership, right? Like you guys are almost just invested as I'm in the business. Like, hey, want to see the numbers, wanting to do things on the back end, helping like if it's any, because the biggest portion, like, we come to you guys and programs like you guys to, fulfill what we know we're not fulfilling, right? And those bottleneck moments that we're having we don't know how to fix those always, and they're not easy to fix if you don't have the information. And one thing is to have the information, but it's to have someone partner with you to implement it. And I think that what separates you guys from most programs I've been a part of and still a part of is that you guys actually sit there and sometimes help group implement the actual steps because it may take me a whole 2, 3, 4 months before I even understand the knowledge that you're giving me to implement versus hey, let's get here, let's fast track you so we can get there quicker.
That's great. So basically, just mainly like doing everything with you rather than just give you the blueprint until you go figure it out for yourself. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. That's what this is, what I enjoy. I mean, I've been, outside of you guys, inner circle, I've been a part of some of your other programs since, May of last year. And you guys helped me, rewrite my whole way I was doing business funding, right? And and I still do a couple commission-based clients, sadly this month we had to take some commission-based clients 'cause I just think the market's been a little shifting a little bit, but for the most part, you guys helped me shift into like an upfront model, right? And
How's that been that going on for you? Like, how's it
as
been working?
far as the upfront model.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I made more money last year, and obviously on this year going forward that I have ever doing, business funding. When I was doing only commission only and never thought about charging people up front, I was, I make, 20, 30,000 here and there, and I'll be lucky to hit six figures because how I started this business with another mentor of mine, so I'm greatly super grateful for. I was able to, make about $60,000 in 60 days, and I left my job at Verizon. However, after that, I went to my warm market, people that actually trust, or my hot market, people that actually trust me. It was hard for me to make that again because now you got to find people that have the proper profile. All my hot leads were gone, so that didn't make it sustainable. And kind of like what you and Javi talk about, that's not easily scalable too, right? Because you don't know what you're getting. So when I did the upfront model and started doing that and having a dead set number that I'm willing to work for, it made it easy to scale, made it predictable to what the moves to make next and whatever and so forth.
Yeah, a lot of people do have the limiting belief that charging upfront can, number one, lose you sales because not everybody wants to pay it. And sometimes like expectations for the client because they expect to get a set amount of money and not everybody gets them. What's your opinion on that now that you've been using them?
So the thing is, and I can truly say this because I'm right now we're in the middle of really trying to perfect the sales, right? Because once you get to like
Mm-hmm.
that $50,000 a month, it's really about how do we hone in our sales. Because we have fulfillment, we have appointment setters, we have all the systems in place to be successful and get leads. We don't have a lead
Mm-hmm.
issue, we have a sales issue, right? And it's not that people don't want to pay up front. It's two things, and I'll just be transparent here so no
Of
people
course, that's what we want.
we don't no fluff here, right? You understand that a lot of people are doing business funding. You guys have helped tons of people, and everybody I know I've met through your program are amazing, but we're not the only ones teaching this and learning this. So you have a lot of people that are out here doing the upfront model and they're probably doing it wrong or don't have enough plays to sustain their business. So you have people that have been through that and they're scared to go upfront, right? But long as you have multiple choices for these people, obviously, have down some type of in-house financing, some type of outside financing, it makes it a lot easier to sell that product on top of really honing in on what that person wants. Because most people that are coming for business funding, they need us. They didn't sign up application. They're not like getting cold call on some workout plan or some, or some, love coach or something like that, that they may or may not need. Like they're coming to us most of the time. These people are seeking out us. Whether they're qualified or not, that's a whole other different story. It's our job to make sure we qualify them, but they're still ultimately coming to us. So for me, it's more or less about hitting those pain points and really showing them the value of what you offer. And I try to, always under promise and over deliver. So that's what kind of separates me I feel like I can sell up front more than anything.
Gotcha. And also, I remember when you first joined us, you were running webinar ads, and now you switched to the DM strategy. How has that changed been for you?
So that change has helped a lot because I mean, the thing with webinars is you got to spend a lot of money to find the right people to join, and then still you don't have too much control of vetting that out, right? Whoever joins your webinar, whether they got 680 plus credit score or they got a 460, whatever it is, you don't have no choice. And on top of, you're still kind of not knowing what you're doing. I do believe in selling, one thing to
One to
many.
many. Hmm.
Work in some things when it comes to business funding, particularly it's best to have a one-on-one call that you've already vetted and already, vetted through the DMs or had some type of application process through a direct to VSL to kind of make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. And I know that once after you switched to the DM strategy, you're like, okay, I can't be doing all of these messages. So we actually helped you find a setter that was already trained for this specific industry. How has the process of working with one of our trained setter be is?
Oh man, it's been beautiful because my DM setter he's awesome because the thing is it's a lot of overflow and I kind of tell my significant other, I tell her all the time like, hey, I can't do everything at one time. To get to certain
I
levels.
can do everything, but I can't do everything, right?
Right, I can't. I can do everything, but I can't do everything. Like I'm gonna be. Someone's gonna fall by the wayside. Having a DM setter, like someone that's dedicated to DMs, particularly, allows me to have get more of my time back. Because now, let's say on a good day that we're doing 25 plus DMs coming inbound, he's vetting through all that and making sure everything is good. So I don't have to sit there. Occasionally I hop in there if I'm feeling like bored or whatever, just to kind of like see what's going
Checking
on.
in. Hmm.
Yeah, just checking in. But he is, great at making sure he really, gets down to the nitty gritty, see who's what, who needs what, and and that helps refine the system even more because now you have someone at a high level playing in that position, right? Versus you being way down thin playing all these different positions and then like you're only dedicating 30%, 40% of your time to DMs. I'd rather have somebody dedicate 100% of the time to the DMs and then I can dedicate my time to selling and marketing and on and so forth, right? And every other position, going from there.
Yeah, and the time saving as well of having someone that already understands the offer, that already understands our whole process instead of having you to train them from zero, right?
Yeah, oh for sure. You guys had got my DM center ready to go. Like it wasn't a lot of he had to learn a little bit things of how I talk, and it's crazy. He even
Exactly.
talks to me the way that I talk to other people, which is kind of cool. But it was mostly you guys getting in there and really showing him the way and having him ready to go. So once I got him, it was really simple. Just like, hey, let's just make sure that this is how I do things a little bit. It was a real easy transition. So me and him has been locked in for the last almost 4 months now, and it just helped out so much, honestly.
That's great. I love that. So, what would be one thing that you would tell someone that is on the fence on joining us?
Oh man, so it's funny. I get a lot of people that actually DM me all the time about you guys. Cause they see, I follow, hey, how do you like Javi and Cloud's course or their program? And I always tell them all the time, if you really need help scaling past 25, 30K months, I mean, a lot of people aren't even making that, right? I came in to you guys making that 15 to 25. If you need to get past those points, join, right? Because you might be missing something on a back end system. You may be doing something wrong. you may not understand the intricacies. You just need help, support, right? Like what levels do I need to get to, right? And you guys already provide a lot of free value, but it's something when you guys join your program and you get that actual these one-on-one calls and these the actual, like I said, your partner, your partnership with you guys, right? So it's like you guys are almost as much as vested, than more than the person maybe invested in their own business. So you get
Mhm.
that partnership and you get that kind of hold your hand kind of feeling when you work with you guys. To me, that's very valuable. And I think that's something that if you're wanting to get $50,000 plus months, you need that inside of your system because you're doing something wrong. That's why you haven't got 50,000. I haven't seen one $50,000 month till I got with you guys, right? I haven't even seen a 30 something thousand dollar month till I got with you guys. So, you know,
That's crazy. And actually, to backtrack, you had first joined one of our free programs. Talk to me about that story.
Yeah, so Javi had reached out to me through the DMs, and obviously I talked to him for a second. He was like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna give you the free program. Just join Circle and just do some studying and come back to me when it's time to do a paid program. I'm pretty expensive, but I'm worth it. So I will let you get some money to figure it out." I'm like, "Whoa, that was crazy." And that's what And I told you, I've been in so many. I've spent close to six figures in mentorships, and that was different to me. And it's not because it's free. I don't mind paying. Before that, I've been paying for things. But the fact that this is something so high level, he offered me something that I can go fish with first, to go catch my own fish, to come back. It was, I was dead set to and being loyal to you guys from day one. So I was, for that free information, I was able to spend about $1,300 in ads that month. That was back in May of 2024. I was going to spend 1,300 in ads and made about 14,500 that month. So that changed the game. That's how my Super Business Fund Academy came around, which is my program. That came from that. It came from you guys help me birth that, right? Like I came with the branding and all that, but you guys are the reason why that got birthed the way it did. And I mean, I fed my family off of that program last month. It changed my life. So
That's
I wouldn't
great. It
have had
gives
it
me
without you guys.
goosebumps hearing that.
No, seriously,
I
seriously.
love that. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that goes to say also that like, like we always say, everything we teach and we show people works, but at the end of the day, it depends also on the entrepreneur because just the fact that like, how many joined that free program, but not many got the results you got, and that's the reason why because you have the grit, because you have the persistence, and the willingness to put in the work to get the results. A lot of people think that just joining is already entitles them, to get the results, but they don't think that now is when the work starts, which is something that you have always done. Like since day one, you're like, Cla, what is it that I gotta do? What's my to-do list? Let me know. It'll be done by the end of the week. So props to you because, we can only do so much. We can assist for you to get the results, but at the end of the day, it's your business and you need to make the work in order to get the results that you want. And ultimately, you're doing it. And I can't wait to see what else you're gonna achieve. I know that 100K month is gonna come soon for you.
Yeah, for sure. That's the next goal. That's definitely the next
Mhm.
goal on the list, 100K month. And like you said, just kind of harping back on that. It's like you can't do the work, have somebody do the work for you. And I mean, even though like I said, it's different levels. Like if you're paying for something that's due for you or something, and even on like my do it for you program, my best clients are the ones that are, hey, I'm going to take initiative here. Those are clients I make the most money with. They make the most, have the most results, and that's just how it goes. Just because you pay, 10 grand for a do it for you program doesn't mean you have to put the results in. And I know that from my own personal experiences that everything that I put my heart into and when I got the information, I implemented it versus just letting it sit there. It allowed me to expand, even if I make mistakes across the way or actually don't get it right the first time, it allows me to at least have those my own lessons that I can go back and refer to, right? So thank you, honestly.
100%. I really appreciate your words. Is there anything else that you wanted to share for someone that, I don't know, that's maybe like indecisive or doesn't want to take the leap of faith to join
Yeah.
us?
I mean, simple. Just take action. Take massive action. If you scared, that means that it's two things. Either you scared of what you're going to become doing something like this, right? Because it is an investment. It is going to something that's going to change your life, or you're in the wrong industry. You need to go find something else that makes more sense. That's up to you to decide. But I believe if you know in your heart of hearts you want to do business funding, you want to work with ATMA, you need to go and hop in and take massive action. That's the best thing I could tell you.
Thank you, Don. I really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you.